If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day.
All right. 5 months ago, I tasted a whiskey which I thought was going to be just out of this world based on something that I had tried a year earlier. And I was so enamored with the not Macallan. Why am I talking about Macallan? I'm talking about Glencadam. I was so enamored with the Glencadam 10 that I thought that the Glencadam 14 would just blow me away. Well, it seemed to have been somewhat shut up in its little bottle for quite a while. This poor little Glencadam 14. So I'm going to come back to it now that it's about down a little above half or so. It's 46% alcohol by volume. It's a limited edition with Oloroso sherry cask finish. It's unchill filtered and there's no color added. 46% alcohol by volume, and so it's basically a Glencadam but finished in Oloroso. I'm gonna pour me a little dram, and oh, that's good. That worked. The previous video has been completed. That nose. I can smell it already. Opened in 1825, just 1 year after distilling on a large scale was legalized, the Glencadam distillery continues to produce its rather dignified single malt Scotch whisky in the same fashion it did in 1825. No caramel coloring has been added to this single malt, so that the naturalness of the whiskey from the cask can be enjoyed to the full. And this expression has been bottled at 46% to retain the whiskey's unique and natural characteristics and subtlety of taste. And by not chill filtering this whiskey, it ensures that the aromatic components of the whiskey are preserved to enhance presence and flavor. Well, all of those are good things. All of those are very good things. Let's give it a little coating of the glass first, and then I will give it a bit of a nosing, and then I will give it a bit of a tasting. Oh, we are talking beautiful now that it's opened up. It has everything that the Glencadam 10 had, because I don't have a bottle presently, but I want to get another one. It's got caramel, vanilla. It's got dark fruits. It's got prunes and figs, dates and raisins. It's also quite malty with vanilla. I seem to be getting a lot of that maraschino cherry again. Those cherries from the Del Monte fruit cup. Malty. Fruity. This is nice. Wonder if I can get another bottle of this. I think there's one store that might have some. And I think that's where I got this one. That same store. I threw away the bill of sale already, so I forget where I got it. But when I saw this on the shelf I grabbed it. Oh, wait a minute. I think I got it out at the out in Sydney. They might not have any left now. It's been about a year since I bought it. Maybe not quite a year. I don't know. Ah, it is a nice nose. It's got the Oloroso sherry, and it's got all those other underpinnings of caramel and vanilla. Quite a bit of vanilla. Okay, now that I've nosed it and I'm satisfied with it, very nice nose. Ah, beautiful Glencadam. I love Glencadam. Let's give it a taste. I'm going to have to do that again. Okay. Take two now. There is a caramel and vanilla underneath all of that rich, dark fruit. Rich, dark, ripe fruit. The fruit is mostly dried fruit. It's figs and dates and prunes and raisins and all of those things. But underneath that, there's still that backbone of caramel and vanilla, which is in there. But what lingers after I've swallowed it is the fruits. Dark fruits on the finish. My initial reaction to this whiskey was that I would prefer if the sherry finish wasn't there so that I could really appreciate the whiskey that's underneath it. But you know, those dark fruits covering up to some extent the beauty that is Glencadam, the dark fruits are growing on me. I'm still getting vanilla and caramel. But then the fruits are on top of that. Rather than it covering up, it's enhancing the whole whiskey and adding complexity to the entire experience. mouth-watering combination of Glencadam with the bourbon barrels and the fruit finish. I think they finished it for just the right amount of time. I'd say this is near perfect. It's not too much of a finish. It's just enough. You know, there are some sherry finishes that go too far, that are too much sherry. This one is just about right for my palate. Have I said before that I love Glencadam? This is wonderful. And I can't get enough of the nose. Slanchava.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.